On a quest to make a build for each of the origin characters, I came up with Radient Wyll, using Radiant equipment and Radiant abilities to yin-yang his hellish, fiendish powers. He's become a completely balanced fighter, healer, and sub-healer, buffer, debuffer, he can do it all. Built mostly around the Moonlight Glaive that you get in Act 2. Every swing does additional radiant damage, applying the Radiant Orb buff, encasing enemies in Moonlight Butterflies that make it difficult for them to move without taking damage, and making your entire team have advantage to attack them. His Eldritch Blast and any spell he does also apply 2 stacks of Radiant Orb and Reverberation, making it very easy to sweep them off their feet, quite literally. He has the ability to lower people's saving throws to make sure that they fail the save. He can make a ring of radiant energy around him that then debuffs any target that goes near him, or create cold, inky darkness, which he can see clearly, giving him advantage to anyone he can hit with his Great Master glaive attacks. For some reason, it was hard for me to see Wyll as anything not a warlock, so I definitely wanted to make a warlock build just for him. And I thought the duality of using radiant magic with his hellish powers was just too tasty to pass. There'll be chapters below if you wanted to skip around. Till then, I'll see you at the end. First level I took was Warlock. I stuck with Fiend mostly because of the spell choice. The spell choice from the Fiend is far better than the others if you ask me. Personally, I think the Fey Patron has the best skill, but Fiend comes with Command and later on Fireball, so make sure you pick up Hex and Eldritch Blast, but definitely grab Command on this level, or at least the next one. Command is going to be able to help you get very far. I use it all the time when I'm making videos. But because we're going to have Great Weapon Master, making a horde of enemies grovel is going to be incredibly helpful for your hit ratio. As level 2 is coming, we're going to be able to pick incantations, but first, these stats. I would make your charisma and your dexterity both 16 with a 14 constitution. I dumped strength, but if you think you should dump intelligence, that's all on you. If I was going to do a run with him as the main character, I'd probably use intelligence instead of strength. Incantations, definitely grab Agonizing Blast and Devil's Sight. Those are definitely the most useful ones completely. Agonizing Blast is going to add your charisma modifier to all your cantrips for Eldritch Blast, and Devil's Sight is going to let you see into magical darkness. Level 3 is going to let us pick our pact. We're going to pick Pact of the Blade, allowing us to use a skill to bind with the weapon so we can use our charisma modifier instead of our strength or dexterity. Also, level 2 spells, definitely grab Hold Person. I like Mirror Image and Misty Step myself, but Hold Person is one of the best spells there. 4th level, we'll get a feat, and we're going to pick Great Weapon Master. This is going to take a -5 off of our to hit with our weapon, but add 10 points of damage at the end of it. It makes it very difficult to hit in early game, but there's tons of tricks, and I'll show you at the equipment stage. 5th level, we will open up Deep Impact, giving us a second attack with our weapon. We'll also get another incantation, and I like to pick Armor of Shadows. I ran this without wearing armor, so being able to use mage armor for free every morning is adding +3 to your AC. I didn't pick it first because when you're leveling up in the beginning, you might want to use actual armor, but by this point you should have some equipment like the Bracers of Defense and stuff like that to even out the odds. We'll also have 3rd level spells. Definitely replace a few to make sure that you get Hunger of Hadar and Fireball into your spell list. Those are incredibly helpful, especially Hunger of Hadar. From here I move on to Bard, and we're going to stay with Bard to the end. And this is where things start to come balanced. You now have the ability to inspire and buff your allies with bonus action, as well as a healing word. You also have access to Fairy Fire now, which is a really easy way to get advantage to hit monsters, and you have that penalty to hit, so getting advantage is kind of the goal. 2nd level with Bard gives us Song of Rest, another way to heal in between fights. 3rd level will unlock our subclass, and I picked College of Lore. I love the Lore College. It comes with Cutting Words, which is the best way to spend inspiration dice. Like, you can't change my mind on that. So many times I needed a spell to actually land and they saved, but I was able to lower it by 2 or whatever the roll was to actually make the spell go off. It's been an absolute lifesaver, especially with spells like Hold Person or Command that'll completely stop their turn or let you hit critical hits. Our 4th level will get us a feat, and I use the ability score increase to give us an 18 charisma. Next level in Bard opens up 3rd level spells. Plant Growth is a super awesome functional spell for this build. Plant Growth is not concentration, and you can put it underneath Hunger of Hadar to create this huge, terrible trap where they're blind, they're taking acid damage, taking cold damage, they can't move at all. As well as another amazing 3rd level spell called Glyph of Warding, where you can send huge groups of people into sleep. or just throw them into your Hunger of Hadar and just have them explode. 6th level in Bard unlocks Magical Secrets, which lets us choose 2 spells from this huge list and they become Bard spells, so you get to use your Charisma for it. And every time I play a Lord Bard, I always for some reason have to pick Sacred Guardians. It works so great for this build. Because of our equipment, anything that we use radiant damage on is going to inflict Radiant Orb. So you have this giant ring of just radiant debuff death that just follows you around. I also really like to take Blinding Smite. It does additional radiant damage as if you were doing like a level 3 Divine Smite, but it doesn't take concentration like a Wrathful Smite would, and it blinds the target, letting you have more advantage attacks on them. And lastly, and kind of least, we will get 7th level in Bard unlocking 4th level spells. Nothing super exciting really, but it unlocks the 4th level spell slot, which is pretty dope. As far as equipment goes, the number 1 weapon that I used was the Moonlight Glaive. The Moonlight Glaive partnered with the Luminous Gloves, both you can find in Act 2, the Moonlight Glaive being at the end of Char's Gauntlet, and the gloves being in a chest right outside of the Last Light Inn, in the hut where those little demon guys try to choke ya. You know the one. Besides being a +2 glaive, it also does an initial D4 radiant damage. When paired with the Luminous Gloves, when you do radiant damage, you then give them 2 stacks of Radiant Orb, dropping their ability to hit you by 2 each stack. It also comes with a weapon skill called Moonlight Butterflies. It creates this tornado of butterflies that damages anyone who moves in or out of it, but psychic damage, and if they're in the area, you and your entire team has an advantage to hit them. Until you get here, I would definitely use Sorrow. Sorrow is an awesome glaive that gives you a bonus action attack. It's a Thorn Whip that uses your modifier and not Wisdom. And having a bonus action attack on a melee fighter is absolutely dope. Pop Hex off the first round and just start whipping people and hitting them with your glaive. You'll have great master by that time too. Yeah, you'll out damage most people. That's like what, 1d10 plus 13 plus 3d6? Pretty awesome. Now towards the end of Act 2, the reason why I went unarmored was for the Potent Robes. You have to save Alfira and save all the tieflings, so unfortunately you can't get them on a Dirge run. But this will add your Charisma modifier again on top of all of your Eldritch Blasts, effectively doing a ton more damage. But we're spicing up our Eldritch Blasts to do debuffs instead of really focusing on the damage. That's just a fun side effect. In the Moonrise Towers, if you go past Kethric's room, you'll find a Mimic. Killing the Mimic gives you the Shudderspine Amulet. Every time you do a ranged spell attack, you will inflict 2 stacks of Reverberation, and we'll couple that with the Coruscation Ring, which you can find underneath the Last Light Inn, to add 2 stacks of Radiant Orb. But I want more from our Eldritch Blast, so we're going to use the Ring of Synergy found in the creche to give us Arcane Acuity. This is going to add our Charisma modifier on top of all of our attacks every time we use a cantrip. Now, not only do our Eldritch Blasts completely debuff the targets, but they add our Wisdom modifier to all our attacks, making us insanely stronger. Hey, I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments what the next origin character I should make a build for should be. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, but especially these guys right here. Anyone from the adventurers or higher categories get put into the ending credits, and they automatically get put into a raffle that gets pulled every Sunday. This Sunday I'm giving away my new free t-shirt for Crown of Madness. If you'd like to join that list, there's a link in the description. Okay, bye. I love you.